up, champions page? Happy Wednesday. I'm going to give this a few minutes to let people's notifications get rolling and to let people jump on. So I am so excited to be doing this live action hour with you guys. So let's see, while we wait for people to jump in, drop in the comments and tell me where you're tuning in from. I know from your home, because we're all working from home, but tell me, where are you in the world right now? Drop your location and let's see. So I am coming to you from windy Las Vegas. We are staying safe and staying healthy here, and I hope you are doing the same. So yes, Delaware, awesome. Nebraska, you know, I have a special place in my heart for Nebraska. Arizona, Maine, Indiana. I see some of my girls on here loving it. Yes, yes, yes. So do me a favor too, as you're dropping where you're tuning in from, I also want to make sure that you're not doing this alone, okay? So I want you to tag your personally sponsored coach, okay? So first of all, tell somebody that you're here. So tell your upline that you are here and you are ready to take action. So tag them in the comments. And if you have coaches on your team, tag them so that they know that it is time to get to work, okay? So you've got 3 things to drop in the comments so far. You gotta drop where you're from, you got to tag your upline, and if you have coaches, tag some of them and let them know that it is time to jump on. Let's do this thing, you guys. Yes, yes, yes. Loving seeing everyone jump in. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, you guys. So it looks like people are starting to hop on. So let's get this party started. So first things first, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to jump on and do this action hour with me. And I want to encourage you to do something right now, not only today, but every time you work an action hour. I want to encourage you to put your phone on do not disturb. And I don't know what that is called if you're an Android user, but for us iPhone users, we have this little moon-shaped thing that is do not disturb. And what that's going to allow you to do is to be really focused and present in this 1 hour together, free from notifications. So if you're on your computer, you can do the same. I actually have do not disturb on my computer so that I am free from distraction and I can just be all in with you guys. So I highly encourage you, whenever you're in a work mode, to put your phone on do not disturb, so that you don't have to worry about a text message coming in and distracting your brain and pulling your focus from what you need to be doing. So let me know if you've got your phone on do not disturb right now. Just drop it in the comments. Awesome. Okay, so in case you don't know who I am, hi you guys. My name is Danielle Natoni. I have been a coach. Are you ready for this? Next month will be my 10-year coaching anniversary, which is so crazy because it feels like I am just getting started. I'm a Superstar Diamond 2 coach. I'm married to the absolute love of my life, Darren Natoni, who we met through Beachbody and through Insanity. So Insanity gave me not only a better body, but a husband as well. I have 2 kids. They are 18 and 14, and I am coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am so excited to work with you guys. So first things first, you know, Jamie did such a great job on Monday. Hopefully you did her action hour. And if you haven't, it's still there for you to do. And she said, like, let's address the elephant in the room. And I kind of want to do the same, but I want to do it a little bit differently. First of all, not that you need my permission for anything, but I wrote a statement out for you that I want you to think about, and I'll actually type it in the comments once we start working so that you can share it with your team if it feels right. This is like an I am statement that you are going to say to yourself. I will not feel guilty for working my business. I will feel empowered to lift others up through what we have to offer. Let me say that again. I will not feel guilty for working my business. I will feel empowered to lift others up through what we have to offer. And I just want that to be something that sticks with you throughout this. You have no reason to feel guilty about working your business. It is a lifeline. It is part of your livelihood. And what we have to offer is truly life-changing for so many, especially right now. And so if you're somebody who loves mantras or you love our I am intention cards from Bar Blend, I want you to also repeat this mantra over and over to yourself. Now, more than ever, people need me. Do me a favor and write that comment in the comment section. Now, more than ever, people need me. And I want that to be your daily intention as you go through this. Here's the deal, you guys. This is not the first time in the history of us that we've gone through something difficult. If you're my age or older, or maybe even younger, then you remember what life was like on September 11th. And we all thought in those moments that life might not ever be the same again. And it wasn't, but it was different. And we grew together and we came together as a global community, and life eventually came out on the other side of that. You guys, in 2008, we had the huge mortgage crash and people thought that life would never be the same again. And we had one of the hardest economic times in our country's history. And guess what? We've come up from those ashes to build again. And so here we are. And it feels, whatever it feels to you, it's real and it's challenging. And we don't know what's going to happen. But I know this, we're going to come out on the other side of it. And chances are this won't be the last difficult thing that we go through in the history of us. So I am giving you permission to work your business. I want you to release any guilt that you are holding inside of you right now. And I want you to just exhale and remember that now, more than ever, people need you. Okay, so let's get this party officially started. Now that I have said all that, and let's talk about your Success Club activity tracker. So Jamie showed you that she had the printed version and that she even had some coaches who went and printed 52 of them so that they would have a year's worth all in one place and in a binder, and I love that. But some of you might also be digital. So if you're digital, I want to also show you another way that you can have your Success Club tracker, especially if you're somebody who has a digital version with a pen. So I have mine pulled up here, okay, and I use an app called Good Notes. This will also work on regular notes, and there's tons of different apps that allow you to write and on your device. So what's great about this is no differently, I can mark up on it with my pen just like I would on paper, and then if I want to, I can either save it and name it up for the week, or I can erase it and just start all over. So I just wanted to give you this as an option. Again, I use the app Good Notes if that is something that makes sense for you instead of printing them out. We try to be a pretty digital house over here. And so this is the way that I can still feel like I'm getting pen to paper, but I don't actually have to print anything out. Now, let's talk a little bit about thing number one, which is be proof the products work. Now, I'm going to keep referring back to Jamie because her video on Monday was so great. But she talked about how, like, that's a no-brainer, right? And you know, if you follow me in any way, shape, or form, that I am a huge believer in the power of the program. But here's something that I want to say to you. That, to me, number one, like, if that doesn't get done, you can't do the rest. Have you ever seen those flow charts where it's like, you know, if you do this, then this will happen, then that will happen, like an if this, then that? Well, if you're not drinking your Shakeology daily and you're not drinking your workouts daily, I don't think you can effectively share this. Right? So it's not about perfection. It's not about, you know, like finishing the workout better than anybody else, but you have to press play on our workouts. And now more than ever, you need all those good nutrients in that shake. So I want you to think of that workout and that shake as your minimum daily check-in. Like, that is the easiest part of your job. That is you just showing up. And if you're not doing that, then I want you to jump right off this video. I give you permission to jump off this video, to throw back some Energize, to put on some workout clothes, and to go press play on something immediately. Now, I want to address another piece, which is at the very bottom, so they kind of sandwich the two, which is your personal development. Here's the thing. When I first started, I skipped this. a lot. And what I found was that once I really dove into consistent reading habits, I was a better person, a better leader. I had better posture. I was better able to communicate with people. So I want to give you something simple that I do. It might work for you. It might not, to ensure that you're getting in those 15 minutes of personal development every day, because I want you to check that off, but I want it to be powerful for you. We know you're going to work out. We also know you're going to drink your Energize, because how did we even function as a company before Energize, right? So I do what I call Rise and Energize, which is I know it's going to take about 15 minutes for my Energize to kick in, right before I feel the effects. So I make my Energize and I sit down with my book and I drink my Energize while I read my 15 minutes. That ensures that every single day, no matter what, I am bookending that Success Club activity tracker, because I've gotten in my workout and I've done my personal development. I've fueled my brain and I fueled my body, right? So if you are having trouble being consistent with your personal development, I highly recommend you tie it to a habit that already exists. And for me, tying it to my Energize right before I go press play really sets me up for success throughout the day. All right, let's keep this party train going and get to some work. So here's the first thing I want you to do, okay? This actually isn't on the Success Club activity tracker, but in a way I think it ties in. And I would like for you to add it for now until life goes back to normal, maybe, or maybe even not, just because it feels good. Also, I'm going to do my very best to stay quiet during work time. Y'all, that's going to be hard for me. I'm a talker, but I do know that some of you will pull and lose focus if I speak during a work time. Okay. So here's assignment number 1. And I'm going to give you just 5 minutes for this assignment. Assignment number 1 is you are going to text or message somebody and just see how they're doing right now. We are in a time right now where people are scared, they're isolated. I want this to have nothing to do with challenge groups. This has nothing to do with business. This has everything to do with you just being a good, empathetic, and caring human. So you are going to reach out to 5 people, and however you want to say it, it could be as simple as, hey, I just wanted to check in on you and the family and see how you're doing right now. Something so simple, okay? And then we're gonna add this in every single day, because right now, people need connection and love, and it is an important time for us to check on our friends just because. So I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to give you 5 quick minutes to just reach out to 5 people. Actually, let's make that 10 people. I think it should be 10 people. 5 minutes, 10 people. Think of 10 people that you just wanna check on and see how they're doing in this time. Okay, ready, set, I'm gonna be quiet. All right, you guys. So I would love for you to add that on to your daily action hour for now until, quite honestly, forever. I think we don't do probably enough of a job of remembering to just check in on people for no reason other than to say hello and to let somebody know that we care about them. So I think this is a great reminder to be connected on a deeper level. Okay, so now let's talk business and let's get into some of these business activities. Now, obviously, we're not going to get through every single one of these things on the Success Club tracker, so you're going to have to continue to work to make sure that you get through all of them. And I want to say one other thing. You know, you've probably heard this before, but consistency is key in this business. And I will tell you for sure, I am not special in any way, shape, or form. I'm just steady, right? I am consistent. I show up every single day, no matter what. And honestly, one of the number one messages I've been getting through this time is people thanking me for continuing with my routine, for still sharing my Energize, still sharing my workouts, for sharing my shake and all my Zoom calls and talking about the business. People have literally told me that has helped them feel grounded in this crazy time. So never, ever underestimate the power of your consistency. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing, and let's actually start with you responding to any comments or likes that you have gotten throughout the day. So if you look on your activity tracker, there is a space on here for respond to all new likes, comments, or views. Now, this can take a big chunk, 25 minutes, right? But here's what I want you to think about. I don't want you to be in a rush. Where I think sometimes we go wrong in an action hour is you're like, oh my gosh, it says 25 minutes. And so I've got to get through all these comments. I've got to get through all these likes. I've got to respond. And somewhere along the way, you lose a little bit of authenticity. So right now, I want you to just go, okay, I want you to just give a big audible exhale, and I want you to take some time and thought into how you respond to comments, to likes, to DMs, to views. So go through your stories and see who's viewed them. And obviously, like if it's the same person and they're already a coach on your team, you don't need to respond to those. But look for people that you are new to viewing your stories that you can reach out to. And I want you to respond to them and send them something very specific related to one of the stories that they've watched, right? So if they watched your story on your workout, then make your comment to them something specific about that. Like, hey, I saw you checking out my workout this morning. Sorry I was sweating and breathing so hard. You know, like be funny, be you. I think one of the things that we forget to do is infuse humor and like lightness into our messages. Go through, hopefully you posted today, maybe you haven't, but yesterday's post, go through your comments and make real connections. Don't just tap the heart button. Don't just, write a quick comment back. Really think about what could you say to this person that might start a deep, meaningful relationship. Some of my best friends I still have never met, and it's because we have great conversations on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're at, even if you're on TikTok, though I don't really know how that works. So I'm going to shorten this because I want us to be able to get through other things, okay? So in theory, you have 25 minutes to respond to comments, likes, views, okay? I'm actually only going to give you 10 minutes because I want us to be able to get through a couple other action items. So don't rush. If you don't get through all of them, that's okay. Just remember where you left off and picked up and can pick up again. Also, I hope you're keeping a list of, don't just respond to something, take that person's name and their handle and write it down so that you can add it to a list later so that you can follow up, which is what we're going to be doing next. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes on the clock to go through your comments, to go through your likes, to go through your views, and to say something. And I can't tell you what to say because I don't know what they were viewing, right? Like if you're responding to story views, I don't know if they were viewing your workout. I don't know if they were viewing you making your shake. I don't know if they were viewing you having a work session. I don't know if they were viewing you playing with your dog. So you have to come up with something authentic. And you guys, when you worry less about scripts and more just about authentic messages coming out of your mouth, I promise you, you are going to find way better connections. So 10 minutes on the clock. You can do this on Instagram and Facebook, wherever you're finding all your people at. And you guys, don't forget about Facebook. I found myself like forgetting about my Facebook messages for a while. And then all of a sudden I opened it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still getting a lot of messages there daily. So if you're still working Facebook, don't forget to use it. Just because Instagram is hot, those people on Facebook still need you. Okay, I'm gonna shut my big fat mouth in 3, 2, 1, 10 minutes. Okay, you guys, let's try this again. I'm actually hardwired, so it's not my internet. I have a feeling it's like a Facebook issue. I think so many people are on the internet right now that it is, I think all the apps are kind of crashing. Anyway, that's my take on it. So I'll just give everyone a second to jump over and jump back on, and hopefully we can continue to work together. So again, sorry about that, but it's not me. So hopefully you guys will jump back on over here. Sorry for that interruption, and hopefully this will stay strong. But I have noticed that a lot of apps that use, video are crashing or are slower because literally every person on the planet is trying to use it to continue to run their business and to stay connected. So my husband wanted you to know it is not us. We're plugged in, we're hardwired, we're not even over internet. So I apologize for that. Okay, let's shake that out. So, oh, geez. Okay, you guys ready? Let's continue working. I appreciate you jumping on. I appreciate your patience. I think that's another thing that we can all do during this time, right? Is just kind of be a little bit more gracious. So hopefully you reached out to some people who viewed your stories, who have commented and liked, and you just authentically responded to them. One of the questions that somebody said is like, what if the same people are viewing your stories and they're never writing you back? And so my recommendation would be maybe try it this week, is to go live and to just have like a Q&A session. When you go live, it doesn't have to be anything great. It doesn't have to be a workout or a planned recipe. It could just be you sitting and having a chat, a coffee chat or an energized chat, right? Or a happy hour where you're just connecting with your followers, and maybe they would feel more inclined to message you back. Remember, this is all about relationship building, relationship strengthening, and the more that you can do that, the better. Okay, so let's go into follow-ups, okay? So follow-ups can come into different categories. One, you could be following up with your prospects, people who you have reached out to, they've reached out to you, you guys have conversations going, but they've not committed to a challenge pack or to joining your team. It could be to join a challenge group. It could be for the coaching opportunity. Then there's also following up with your challengers, people who have already committed to a program, to your group, to you, and you want to follow up, one, and see how their program is going, how their shakes are going, but two, to offer them the coaching opportunity as, a new progression for where they're at. Also, let's not forget, you guys, that we are still in the 10 rounds launch right now, and we still have like a week or a little over a week until the customer window opens. So you have a huge opportunity right now to still use 10 rounds and Joel and the amazingness of this program. And it's on special for $160, and that gets you everything you need, and to get them plugged in as a coach. So what I would like for you to do right now, and I'll put an example in the comments once we get started, is to go through your follow-ups. And so you can decide, are you following up with prospects, people who you've reached out to in the past or have reached out to you but have not committed, or are you following up with your current challengers? I'll let you decide. But for me, when I am following up right now, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to follow up with my prospects, people who we've had conversations, but they've not committed. And so I want to remind them about this 10 rounds offer, even though I'm not currently doing 10 rounds. And I wanted to interject that really quick, because this is the first time probably in the history of coaching that I have not jumped right into the brand new program. I do know when I'm starting 10 rounds, I'm going to start it on April 27th. But I loved Bar Blend so much. I got such great physical results for myself. And I also had so much interest and so many people join me because of Bar Blend. I felt like I would be doing myself and my business a disservice to jump right into 10 rounds. But that doesn't mean it's not a tool in my toolbox. So I am currently in my second round of Bar Blend. However, not everybody's going to want to do what I do. Yes, when you're joyful and passionate, people tend to want to do the program you're doing, which is why I'm doing a second round of bar, because so many people joined me from watching me do bar blend. But I also know that bar isn't for everybody. So I have this tool in my toolbox. Okay, let me see which program is right for you. Oh, I think it's going to be 10 rounds, so I'm going to offer you that. So I also want to like liberate you from this idea that you have to do the new launch exactly when it happens. I do think you should try all of our programs at some point, but I don't want you to feel like you have to leave what brings you joy, that you have to leave what's bringing people into your business just because a new program comes out. So I will finish my second round of bar blend on April 24th, and on April 27th is when I will start my 10 rounds group. And I feel like that works out really great because April 6th is the customer window. So it gives people time to sign up, to get their materials, to prep, to feel ready, and then we can all do it together. So, oh yes, I will retype the mantra statements. Thank you for that. It is in the first video, and I'm so sorry about the interruption. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to, because we are running out of time, we have 20 minutes left, and I wanna do one other thing. I'm going to shorten this as well, and we're gonna do 10 minutes for follow-ups. So I want you to follow up with either your prospects or your challengers, up to you. I'm going to follow up. And you say whatever it is that you want to say to them, but I would use this as an opportunity to remind them about the 10 rounds launch. And so one of the things that I will put my script in there, but I want to let you know that this is how I'm starting my follow-ups, which is, first of all, I want to let you know I'm thinking about you. I know this is a scary, frustrating, and challenging time for us all, and I don't take that lightly. What I do know, though, is that moving our bodies daily will be more vital than ever to keep positivity flowing and not only keep us healthy physically, but emotionally as well. You know that I firmly believe in the power of good habits, and now more than ever before, I'm leaning into that to keep me sane and to lower my stress levels as much as possible. And then I go into talking about 10 rounds. So for me, adding a really empathetic and passionate statement and letting them know how movement is powerful and it's medicine, and we need movement to seriously, like, what's better than punching the air right now and getting out all your frustrations? So anyway, I'll post that in the comment thread. So you have 10 minutes to respond to your prospect list or your challengers with a follow-up. So these are people who you've talked to in the past, but they haven't committed, and you are going to send them some kind of message, potentially also about 10 rounds and the opportunity to still join as a coach during this window. And I'm gonna shut up and I'll post my example, and you've got 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Yes. Okay, one of the questions I'm getting asked a lot is whether I work in email or whether I work in DM. And I prefer to move everything to email. For me, DMs, like once someone responds, like there's no way to filter that and keep it really nice and in a good flow. So I like to move everybody to email. So I do have a form, which I heard Jamie talk about on Monday, that people can fill out. But also, sometimes if I am just DMing with somebody, I just ask them, I say, can I have your email address? DMs are so hard to manage, and I want to make sure I never miss a message in our conversation. You're too important to me. No one has ever been like, nope, no, I don't want to give you my email. So for me, I love moving everyone to email. It's far more easy to manage. And then I just keep everything on a spreadsheet. So I have it checked whether they're interested in a challenge group, whether they're interested in coaching. I do have their Instagram handle if that's where we originally met. I have a section for notes, just like any interesting points that I can write there so that I can keep our messages really personal, so that they do know that I'm not just sending them, because I do send my own little templates or scripts, but I always love to add in a personal touch from something in one of our messages so that they understand that, sure, maybe the bulk of the information I copied and pasted, but that I'm actually reading and engaged with who they are as a person. So for me, that works really well. And everyone says, you know, everyone works differently. So some people like to stay in DMs, but I like to be able to keep everything on a sheet and keep everything managed. And I feel clearer when I work through email. So again, if somebody asks me, what did I say? And so I say to them, if we're in DM, hey, can I have your email address? DMs are so hard for me to manage, and I don't want to miss anything in our conversation. You're really important to me. So I've edified them. I've let them know how special they are to me, and no one has ever told me like, no, I'm not going to give you my email address. Okay, so let's do one more thing from our business activity tracker before we end this party. I do want to mention really quickly, right now, if you are an Emerald or above coach who also hits Success Club, you are probably seeing a major influx of customer leads. And if you're not Emerald, get Emerald and hit Success Club. It is more than important than ever right now, as so many people are looking for home-based workout solutions, and Beachbody On Demand is such a great choice for them. So for those of you that do have a lot of new customers coming in, I will post in here just like the message that I'm sharing to them as they roll in. My goal is to get any of those people to just follow me on social, because I'm like, if they follow me on social, hopefully they'll fall in love with me, and then the rest we can kind of take it from there. So I will post in the thread what I am saying to my leads. But what I wanted to do for these last few minutes is, one of the things on there is to talk about, to grow your following, to really get more connections, get more followers. And one of the things that has come up on here a lot is like, the same people are viewing my stories. So here's what I want you to do for the next 9 minutes, so that we can wrap up on time. For the next 9 minutes, I want you to grab your phone. And I don't know if you have ever done this before, and hopefully you'll be able to see. But if I go into the search feature, okay, and I am going to put in something, I'll just use here, I live in Las Vegas, right? So I'm going to look up the hashtag Las Vegas Fitness, because these are people that live locally to me and for whatever reason are using that hashtag, right? So hashtag Las Vegas Fitness has 47.4K posts, okay? Now, notice underneath, you see what it says? It says related. So related to that is Vegas Fitness, Las Vegas Locals, Las Vegas Living. There's tons of other hashtags that are related to that hashtag, okay? So what I want you to do for the next few minutes is, I want you to gather a list of, and hopefully you'll keep these like on a note on your phone so that you can easily use them. But I want you to first think of 5 hashtags related to something you love, something you're interested in. And then I want you to, underneath each, find 5 related hashtags. So for example, I might do Las Vegas Fitness is one, I do co-parenting a lot, so maybe that's 2. Plant-based meals might be 3. Relationship goals might be 4. And number 5 might be, I don't know, college mom. Okay, so that's 5. Now I'm going to type those in, and I'm going to pick 5 related hashtags that I can search out. Now, here's the deal. For example, relationship goals has like millions of followers. That's too big. So as I scroll through related hashtags, I want to find ones that are smaller, more than 1,000, but less than 1 million, that I can write down and I can start using in my posts and I can start engaging with. One of the things that I have done, and I think I've shared this on a Champions Page video before, maybe not, is I like to pick a new hashtag to follow every month so that it comes up in my feed. So when I'm following a hashtag, I can regularly interact with the people that are using that hashtag, and that's where I can also get some new followers and potentially some new people that I might invite. So I just talked way too long, so you now have 6 minutes to pick 5 hashtags that relate to you, and then 5 related hashtags underneath them. So 25 new hashtags that you can start using throughout this week that are going to help you increase your following and get more connections for you. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so somebody asked, if you're a dog mom, would you be even more specific? Sure. The more specific you get, the more your people are there at the party. So I like to do this every day and find new hashtags. And so I encourage you to pick one. I like to filter them out. So for example, when I first moved here, I was following Las Vegas Fitness, and then I swapped it out and started following Las Vegas Yoga, just to see, because that way it didn't clutter up my news feed too much, because depending on how large the hashtag is, if you're following them, it could have a lot of posts in your news feed. So you guys, I'm so sorry for the interruption and for having to do 2 videos, but you know what? That's just kind of the way technology goes sometimes. I do appreciate each and every one of you taking an hour out of your day to work with me. So there are 2 videos. So if you're just jumping onto the second video and you want to go back to the first video, you'll know you're on the right one, where for like a good 3 minutes, I'm just frozen in an awkward spot. So I will do my best to come back in here and stay engaged with your comments. But remember, your mantra is now more than ever, people need you. And I want you to release any guilt you feel about working this business. We have a great opportunity to help and serve people in our community. 10 Rounds is an incredible program with an incredible trainer, and you still have a huge opportunity to connect people to the coaching opportunity through that right now before our customer window opens on April 6th. So you guys, stay healthy, stay safe, keep going strong, and I will see you hopefully at Summit. Peace out.